Imagine waking up and feeling that strange sensation in your hands, as if they were asleep. A subtle tingling, almost insignificant, that soon fades. Many older people ignore this sign, thinking it's part of aging or caused by an awkward position while sleeping. But what if this is, in truth, the silent warning that your body is screaming for help? In this video, you will discover how the deficiency of 3 vital nutrients, vitamin B12, magnesium, and zinc, might be behind that seemingly harmless discomfort, and what to do to prevent something small from becoming a serious problem. Watching until the end can not only clarify this uncomfortable sensation, but also show you how small corrections in diet or supplementation can transform your well-being and restore vitality to your hands. The promise here is clear: to understand the signals from your body and learn to act before it's too late. So, if you feel tingling in your hands or know someone who feels it, this video might be a turning point. But attention, what follows may surprise even those who believe they're in good health. Because the body always warns, you just need to know how to listen. If you care about your health and want to keep receiving valuable tips, now like the video, subscribe to the channel and share with friends who might benefit. And you, have you ever felt this tingling in your hands and wondered what it could be? Share in the comments here. Your experience can help others. The tingling in the hands, that light shock or needle-like sensation, is not always something fleeting or caused by posture. For many elderly, it can be an early sign that the nerves are being affected from within. What few people know is that this symptom might be linked to a lack of essential nutrients. That's right, it's not just aging, it's deficiency, and it comes quietly. The body starts signaling, but since the discomfort is mild, most people ignore it until the problem grows. Behind this sensation is often the deterioration of the peripheral nerves, those that carry messages from the brain to the body and back. When something is wrong with these nerves, symptoms such as numbness, tingling, and even loss of strength begin to appear. It's as if the wires that connect you to the world had faults. And most concerning of all of this can be aggravated or even caused by simple nutritional deficiencies, which could be easily prevented with the right information. This recurring sensation can also affect sleep and quality of life. Sleeping with tingling hands or waking up several times because of it wears anyone down. Over time, the discomfort becomes chronic, affecting even simple tasks like holding objects, cooking, or even writing. That is why understanding this signal and investigating its possible causes is so important, especially for those who have passed 60 years of age. Many elderly believe they have poor circulation, but the cause may be much more related to the nervous system than to the circulatory system. Confusing the origins of the problem can delay treatment and allow the issue to worsen. The good news is that, when the cause is nutritional, the solution can be simple, effective, and surprisingly accessible. And speaking of solutions, there is a vitamin directly linked to nerve health, and when it is missing, it leaves very clear traces, starting precisely with the tingling. In the next topic, you will understand why vitamin B12 is so crucial for anyone who wishes to keep their nerves healthy and their body in balance. Vitamin B12 is like an invisible electrician inside the body. It works behind the scenes, ensuring that the nerves are properly insulated and functioning perfectly. When it is lacking, the wires that transmit signals from the brain to the body begin to fail. The result? Tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, and even mental confusion. And the most alarming thing, B12 deficiency is much more common in elderly than one might imagine, especially because the absorption of this nutrient decreases with age. Over the years, the stomach comes to produce less gastric acid, which makes the release of B12 from food more difficult. That is, even eating well, the body may simply not be absorbing what it needs. And since the symptoms take time to appear and are vague, such as fatigue, dizziness, difficulty concentrating, many think it's something due to age. But behind that seeming normality, the nervous system may be entering a silent collapse. There is also an aggravating factor. Many common medications among the elderly, such as those used for heartburn or diabetes, can interfere with B12 absorption. That means the problem may be being fed every day without the person noticing. The tingling in the hands, in this context, is only the tip of the iceberg. Ignoring this symptom can mean losing precious time to reverse the damage, which in extreme cases, can be irreversible. The replacement of vitamin B12, when done the right way and with supervision, tends to bring rapid and noticeable relief in symptoms. Many report improvement not only in tingling, but also in overall energy, mental clarity, and even mood. This shows how essential this nutrient is for the proper functioning of the body, not only of the nerves, but also of memory, of the heart and immunity. But B12 is only one piece of the puzzle. The next nutrient we will explore is as important, and when it's missing, the body also responds with clear signs, including more muscle tension, cramps, and, of course, more tingling. Next you will understand why magnesium is called the mineral of relaxation. Magnesium is a true conductor of the nervous system. It participates in more than 300 reactions in the body, many of them directly related to nerves and muscles. When it is lacking, the electrical signals between brain and body become unstable, generating symptoms such as tingling, spasms, cramps, and even anxiety. For the elderly, this deficiency is especially dangerous because it goes unnoticed. The symptoms are subtle, but can accumulate until they become incapacitating. As years pass, the body tends to absorb less magnesium, especially if the diet is poor in dark vegetables, seeds, and whole grains. Furthermore, the prolonged use of certain medicines, like diuretics, laxatives, and even some antibiotics, can contribute to the loss of this vital mineral. The result is a body in a constant state of alert, with tense muscles, constant fatigue, and, of course, persistent tingling in the hands and feet. Magnesium has a calming effect on nerves. It helps stabilize electrical impulses, prevents cells from becoming hyperactive, and allows the body to relax. When it is at adequate levels, the sensation of numbness or shocks in the limbs tends to disappear. It is as if the nerves breathed a sigh of relief. That is why its replacement usually has a positive impact not only on the physical side, but also on the emotional, promoting more peaceful nights of sleep and less irritability. Many elderly report that, after adjusting their magnesium levels, they manage to hold objects more firmly, to walk with more confidence, and to feel less fatigue in their hands throughout the day. They are subtle gains, but that add up greatly to quality of life. And the best part, foods rich in magnesium are accessible and easy to incorporate into daily life, when you know what to look for. The key is to recognize the signs and act before the body enters into collapse. But magnesium does not act alone. There is another nutrient less remembered, yet equally essential to keep nerves protected and functioning in harmony. In the next topic, we will talk about the silent and powerful role of zinc, and why its absence might be contributing to that very annoying tingling. Zinc is often remembered only for its role in the immune system, but its role in nerve health is equally important and little publicized. It acts as a silent guardian, protecting nerve cells against inflammation and oxidative damage. When there is a zinc deficiency, the body becomes more vulnerable to neurological disturbances, including that persistent tingling that many elderly feel in their hands. And the curious thing is that, even being a mineral present in several foods, its lack is more common than one might think. In old age, the body naturally absorbs less zinc, and factors like restricted diet, low protein intake, and continuous medication use only worsen the situation. The deficiency of this mineral compromises the repair of nerve tissues and affects the conduction of electrical impulses. The result may be an uncomfortable mixture of numbness, loss of sensitivity, and small shocks, especially in the extremities of the body. Moreover, zinc influences the production of neurotransmitters, that is, the chemical substances that transmit messages between nerves. Without it, the signal between the brain and the rest of the body becomes weak or distorted. The body begins to send warning signs, but many times they are ignored or confused with other problems. The elderly person feels that something is not right, but does not know exactly what, and the tingling ends up being treated as an isolated symptom, when in truth it is a cry for help from the nervous system. Studies show that maintaining adequate zinc levels can help reduce inflammation in the nerves, improve cellular regeneration, and even slow the progression of neurological diseases. It is a discreet, but powerful mineral that deserves special attention in the dietary routine. And the good news? Small adjustments in the menu or well-guided supplementation are already enough to restore balance and improve the symptoms in a short time. Only that the body does not send these signals for nothing. The tingling, the numbness, the loss of sensitivity, all of that is a language. And if you pay attention, you will realize there are other subtle symptoms accompanying these signals and that, together, reveal much more about your health than you imagine. It is about this that we will talk in the next topic. The human body is an incredibly intelligent machine. It does not get ill from one hour to the next. Before that, it sends alerts, small signs that warn that something is out of balance. The problem is that these signs are subtle and often confused with old age stuff. Tingling in the hands is one of them. But along with it, there may come other clues: frequent cramps, muscle weakness, light dizziness, or even mood changes. All of this forms a puzzle that the body tries to make us see. Many elderly report a strange discomfort, a feeling that something is wrong, but cannot explain exactly what. This intuition should not be ignored. It may be the reflection of nutritional deficiencies that are compromising the body's most delicate systems, especially the nerves. Small movement failures, light forgetfulness, changes in sleep, each detail carries valuable information about what is happening inside. The great challenge is that these signs are easy to mask. A painkiller here, rest there, and the symptom seems to go away. But the cause remains, growing slowly. It is like covering a leak with duct tape. It works for a while, but the infiltration continues to increase. When it comes to neurological health, the sooner the problem is identified, the greater the chances of reversal and improvement. That is why a vigilant eye toward small signs makes all the difference. Another common trap is comparison with other elderly. If my neighbor also feels this, it must be normal. But what is common is not necessarily healthy. Aging does not need to come accompanied by constant discomforts. Many of these symptoms are not natural with age, but rather consequences of eating habits, prolonged medication use, and lack of nutrients. Understanding this changes everything. The good news is that, upon recognizing the signs and seeking nutritional balance, the body begins to respond with vitality. And, many times, it is not necessary to make drastic changes. With small daily actions, it is possible to relieve the tingling and recover confidence in the movements. And it is precisely this that you will discover in the next topic: how simple changes can bring surprising results. When it comes to health in old age, many think it's necessary to spend a lot or adopt complicated routines. But the truth is that, in many cases, simple and consistent changes are more effective than remarkable solutions. In the case of tingling in the hands, caused by deficiency of B12, magnesium, and zinc, the first action should be the reevaluation of diet. Including more foods rich in these nutrients can generate noticeable results in a few weeks. The first step is paying attention to variety in the plate. The ideal is to include dark vegetables, seeds, legumes, eggs, fish, and lean meats, all rich in at least one of the three nutrients mentioned. For those who have difficulty chewing or digestive issues, soups, broths, and green juices are excellent options. The important thing is to ensure frequency. These foods need to be part of the routine, not just appear once a week. In addition to diet, it is worth talking to a health professional about the possibility of supplementation. There are supplements specific for the elderly, with balanced doses and easy absorption. Many times, the body in old age needs reinforcement to maintain adequate levels. And since symptoms are discreet at the start, beginning to care early is an immense advantage to avoid future complications. Another important point is movement. Yes, light exercises such as walking, stretching, and exercises for the hands help stimulate circulation and the nerves. This contributes directly to reducing the feeling of tingling. Keeping the body active, even with simple movements, is a powerful form of prevention and treatment, especially when combined with good nutrition. These actions do not require radical changes, but they demand consistency. And over time, the results appear: less discomfort, more energy, and the peace of knowing that you are taking care of yourself. In the next and last topic, we will tie all this together, reinforce the importance of listening to the body's signals, and show how maintaining this care over time can transform your quality of life. Tingling in the hands may seem like something simple, almost harmless. But as we've seen throughout this video, it can be the first sign of a much greater imbalance. The deficiency of vitamin B12, magnesium, and zinc acts silently, gradually corroding nerve health. The body always warns. And the difference between a fleeting symptom and a chronic problem lies precisely in knowing how to listen to these warnings and acting in time. It's not about living in fear, but rather with awareness. By understanding that tingling may be a cry for help, you take control of your own health. Small changes, in diet, in routine, in attention to your own body, are capable of preventing complications and even reversing symptoms that many already considered normal for the age. And the most beautiful thing about all this is realizing that it is never too late to start taking care of yourself. Many elderly people deal with daily discomforts thinking it is too late to change. But the truth is that every step counts, even the simplest ones. By identifying a themselves deficiency and treating it with attention and care, the body responds. And it responds quickly. Numbness, cramps, weakness, all of it can improve when you give your body what it needs. Your body wants to be well. It just needs your help. If this content made sense to you, help others too. Like the video, share it with friends, and subscribe to the channel to keep receiving valuable tips. And tell me here in the comments, did you already suspect that nutrient deficiency could cause these symptoms? Your experience may inspire other people to take better care of themselves too.